This woman is hateful. Do you know how obnoxious she is? She gave a child without parents to the weird old man. This strange old man asked them to go away. But this woman tried to leave her child and ran away. The girl said that her aunt didn't want to raise her. The old man froze when he heard that. He sat back in the room and closed the door. The girl standing in front of the door called her grandfather. The old man in the room was suddenly shocked. He and his son broke up many years ago. Now suddenly, there is our niece. He couldn't accept it for a while. The girl's name is Heidi. She lost her parents not long ago. Now even her aunt has abandoned her. And this man she had never met also didn't seem to want to see her. Heidi can only sleep in the goat barn. At night, thunder in the sky. Heidi and the goat slept together. The next morning early, the old man opened the door and entered. Heidi called him the word grandfather. He pretended not to hear. He gave Helly a bowl of goat milk. Heidi took the bowl and drank. Then the old man took her to the church in town. He asked the pastor to find a family to adopt Heidi. The priest looked at Heidi and then told the old man. In the next 3 days, he would come to the city. Until then he had to take care of Heidi. When she got home, she asked timidly at the door if she had to sleep in the goat's cage anymore. The angry old man said, "You can sleep anywhere." Heidi happily entered the room. She saw the table and the chair at first sight. She asked the old man where can she sit, because there was only one chair. But the old man didn't care about her words. He called a young boy over and asked the boy to take Heidi to herd the goat, and also prepared for her something to eat. Also here, Heidi had a first friend in her life. She was very happy. She even forgot that after 3 days, the old man would kick her away. Then the boy suddenly said to her, "Your grandfather killed someone. Are you afraid?" She took the initiative to talk to him as soon as she got home, and said she was going to sleep in the goat barn tonight. The old man knew, from the way she looked at him, the boy must have told her terrible things about him. He gently took Heidi's hand, told her not to listen to others. Then the old man sat back and continued eating. Heidi looked at her grandfather and hesitated for a moment. Then she rushed towards the old man and hugged him tightly. She even said goodnight and then went to sleep in the attic. At this moment, the old man's heart felt something. The next day, Heidi was following the boy to herd the goat as usual. When she entered the house at night, she saw a brand new chair. Suddenly the old man entered. She asked the old man if this was for her. The old man said, "Of course it's for you." She then asked if tomorrow she would be taken away. The old man said, "Won't you herd the goats tomorrow?" Heidi was very happy. She rushed up and hugged grandfather. The old man also hugged her. He has lived alone in the mountains for more than 10 years. Nobody accepted him. Within a few days, his granddaughter chose to trust him. That made him feel the sentimental long-lost family. Today, the boy said to Heidi, he can't go to herd goats with her tomorrow, because he's going to school. When back home, Heidi asked her grandfather if she could go to school. The old man did not answer, and only motioned for the little girl to eat. The next day, the grandfather brought Heidi to town. It will snow a lot in the mountains. He wanted to trade a goat for winter food. When he got home, Heidi watched the heavy snow fall outside the window. She looked unhappy, because she couldn't go to the goats nor play with her friend. The grandfather was very attentive. He made a wooden eagle for Heidi. But Heidi's mood was still very sad. Early the next morning, Grandpa built a sled for Heidi. He actually took Heidi to go skiing. This strange grandfather usually didn't smile, but he was extremely happy now. Her grandfather also took her to the boy's house. The boy's mother makes delicious food for her. The kind Heidi gave the boy's grandmother the food, but she could not eat hard food and could only eat bread. Grandpa will pick her up at night. Not long after, heavy snow in the mountains stopped and spring came again. But then Heidi's aunt came and found her. She told her grandfather that she found a rich family for Heidi to adopt. Now she wanted to take Heidi away. Grandpa was very angry and chased her away. The aunt found Heidi and secretly wanted to take her away. But Heidi didn't want to leave her grandfather. She lied to Heidi that her grandfather asked her to take her away. The innocent Heidi was deceived by her like this. The grandfather on the other side saw the boy return, but he didn't see Heidi. He felt that something had happened. He immediately dropped his axe and hurried down the mountain. When he got to town, someone told him Heidi was taken away by her aunt. The people around not only laughed at him, but also cursed at him, as if he hadn't heard it. Heidi was taken to a large castle. It turns out someone wanted to adopt her to let her be friends with this girl. The housekeeper gave the aunt some money and let her go. This girl is very kind, but she had an illness that she cannot stand. she could only sit in a wheelchair. Not only did she not criticize Heidi for being dirty, but she also became her good friend. Then Heidi started a new life here. During each meal, she secretly hid a piece of bread. But last night, Heidi dreamed of her grandfather in the mountains, and also had the eagle spreading its wings in the sky. Although being here is very good, she still felt sad. Heidi always wanted to hang out, but soon she faced an even bigger problem. As a girl's companion, the first thing is to go to school with her. But Heidi is illiterate. The teacher was very angry. Today, this kind man helped her open the window so she could see around. But outside were only houses without a mountain. The man said to the girl, the tall building opposite could see the outside world. So Heidi secretly took the girl out, walked towards that tall building. Then Heidi left her friend below and walked up the stairs alone. Heidi opened the door and entered. She went to the top floor and observed. Heidi saw no mountains, just more houses. She is very disappointed. When they returned, Heidi was scolded a lot by the housekeeper. She even didn't feed her. At night, she secretly packed up her belongings and got ready to run away. Unfortunately, she was caught by the housekeeper. The girl looked at Heidi wanting to leave. She was very sad. In the end, Heidi couldn't bear it, had to choose to go back. Heidi lost sleep that night. She missed her grandfather so much. Because of missed her grandfather, she sleepwalks. The girl's father found Heidi. The doctor told him it was probably because Heidi was too homesick. She should be able to return before her illness can be cured. Otherwise, it will only get worse. But the girl's father disagrees, because his daughter can't do anything without Heidi. He hesitated for a long time, but in the end, he decided to let Heidi go. He told his daughter everything. The girl was very agitated after hearing it. She even threw the plate on the table. Her behavior surprised her father, because his daughter is always well-behaved and reasonable. But today she changed like that. It can be seen that how important Heidi is to her. But soon Heidi got on the train home. He brought her to town. People in town saw Heidi gathered around, looking curiously at her shoes, clothes and suitcases, because these aren't in town. Then Heidi went to the boy's house, not forgot to bring a lot of bread for his grandmother. It turns out that the bread she hid when every time she ate. All are for the grandmother, because she remembered she could only eat bread without teeth. On the other side, grandfather suddenly heard Heidi's voice. He turned his head and saw Heidi. He liked to be frozen. At this moment, he is very happy. He rushed down the stairs and ran towards Heidi and hugged her tightly. Heidi is back as before, a happy little girl, happily running and jumping. Grandpa happily sat beside her looking at Heidi. It's extremely touching. She could herd the goats with the neighbor boy, could lie comfortably on the lawn when they are tired. She could eat her grandfather's food. Heidi also wrote to the rich girl and said that she also went to school. On this side, the girl also missed Heidi very much. The girl's grandmother couldn't bear to see her like this. She decided to take the girl to meet Heidi. Heidi saw the girl in the distance. She quickly ran towards her friend. The girl also showed a long-lost smile. The grandmother decided to let the girl stay here for a few days. They can sleep together at night, can have fun together in the morning. As usual, the boy came to Heidi's house to herd the goats. Heidi said her friends can't walk, so Heidi won't be able to herd the goats either. The neighbor boy became jealous of the rich girl. Even threw the girl's wheelchair down the mountain. Grandfather can only carry her, but she reached the top of the mountain as she wished. At this point, a butterfly flew over and landed on her feet. She wanted to catch the butterfly, but the butterfly flew away. She suddenly stood up. It's amazing, she really can walk. I think her illness is her desire for freedom. She wanted to fly freely in the air like a butterfly. During the time she at Heidi's house, she felt this feeling. The girl broke the chains in her heart, so she stood up. The movie ends here. Heidi's kindness not only made me love, but also smile at the girl yearning for freedom is worth pondering. What about you? How do you think? Leave comments below to me know. See you next time.